Picture this, a packed stadium, floodlights shining brightly, chants echoing through the night, and millions watching around the world, all united by the same passion. Now imagine telling those fans that the game they love, the game that creates legends, rivalries, and unforgettable moments, began thousands of years ago with a leather ball filled with animal bladders, soldiers kicking skulls, and villagers fighting in the streets. Football didn't start as a sport. It started as chaos, and its journey from ancient rituals to the modern Champions League is one of the most fascinating stories in sports history. So let's go back to the beginning. Chapter 1. China, 2,500 years ago. The first recorded football. The earliest known version of football comes from ancient China during the Han Dynasty, where they called it sujo, literally kickball. And it wasn't a casual game, but a disciplined exercise used to train soldiers, improve discipline, and test agility. The rules were surprisingly modern, involving a round ball, goals made of bamboo, no using hands, and teams competing to score, making it football. Before football, although China wasn't the only place where people kicked a ball. Chapter 2. Greece and Rome. The game spreads. In ancient Greece, a game called Episkyros involved two teams trying to move a ball past each other, and it was rough, physical, and often violent, which is why the Romans adopted it and renamed it Harpastum. Roman soldiers carried the game across Europe as they expanded their empire and wherever the Romans went. The idea of kicking a ball went with them, meaning football was becoming global long before the word global existed. Chapter 3. Medieval Europe. Football turns wild. Now we enter the chaotic era, where in medieval England villages played a brutal game simply called mob football, a game with almost no rules involving hundreds of players. One giant ball, goals miles apart, punching, tackling, and wrestling allowed, and games lasting all day. It was so dangerous that kings tried to ban it repeatedly, but people loved it too much. And football had become part of the culture, and slowly the chaos began to take shape. Chapter 4. 19th Century England. The birth of modern football. The real turning point came in the 1800s when English schools and universities started creating their own versions of the game, with some allowing handling the ball and some not. A split that eventually created two sports: rugby, handling allowed, and association football, no hands. In 1863, a group of clubs met in London and formed the Football Association, writing the first official rules: 11 players, no hands, a crossbar, a defined pitch, referees, and offside, marking the moment modern football was born, transforming the game from chaos to structure and from street fights to strategy. Chapter 5. The Global Explosion. As the British Empire expanded, so did football, with sailors, merchants, and soldiers bringing the game to South America, Africa, Asia, and the Middle East, where in Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay, football became a religion. In Europe, it became a profession, and in Africa, it became a symbol of unity and identity. By the early 1900s, football was everywhere, and in 1904, FIFA was founded, marking the beginning of global organization. Chapter 6. The evolution of the game. Football didn't stay the same. It evolved constantly through several eras. 1. The tactics revolution, from the WM formation to the 4-2-4 to the 4-3-3 to modern pressing systems. Football became a chess match played at 100 kilometers per hour. 2. The professional era. Stadiums grew, clubs became brands, and players became global icons. 3. The technology era. VAR, goal line tech, GPS vests, and data analytics made football smarter, faster, and more precise. 4. The global era. Billions watch the World Cup. Clubs have fans on every continent. And a single transfer can cost more than an entire stadium once did, showing how football became the world's language. Chapter 7. Why football took over the world. So why did football become the biggest sport on earth? Because it's simple. All you need is a ball, a bit of space, and a few friends. No equipment, no money, no barriers. which is why from the streets of Rio to the fields of Africa to the parks of Europe, football belongs to everyone, and that's why it grew from ancient rituals to medieval chaos to the global phenomenon we know today. Conclusion: a game with no beginning and no end. So where was football invented? Everywhere. China recorded it first. Greece and Rome shaped it. Medieval Europe kept it alive. England organized it. And the world made it beautiful. Because football isn't just a sport. It's a story thousands of years old, still being written every day. Like and subscribe for more football stories.